Good evening, dirty hookers and yarnies out there. How is everybody this evening? I'm doing pretty good. We were out running errands and we got pizza and it was so good. So I'm happy. Before we get into this, anybody who's in my Discord, remember there's a poll in the Discord for your opinions on t-shirt designs and colors. By tomorrow morning, I'm going to make a decision. I'll tally up all the votes, which color shirts have the most. We're going to pick 5 for each. One t-shirt has a pink yarn ball with a crochet hook through it, and the other one has a blue one with a crochet hook through it. And there are 9 different color swatch of t-shirts. We're going to have 2 options. You can have the pink yarn ball or the blue one. But then with all the different color options of t-shirts, I'm going to pick the 5 most popular ones from that poll. And then they will be on the merch store. And when we go live tomorrow evening for our Throwback Thursday, the merch store will be live then. If I can get everything working the way it should be, and the link should pop up in the chat. I've already pre-ordered a sample / my shirt. I'm not going to tell you which colorway it is and which design. So that is in the process of being, the order is in the process of being made and printed and all of that good stuff. I think it should show up sometime late next week, early the following week. And I will wear it on stream as soon as I get it. What else was I going to say? So the merch, the poll for the merch. Before I even go any further, sorry I didn't stream last night. I had technical issues with the OBS, and then I pulled a muscle in my back. So it was my upper back. So it was actually my right side, my crochet hook arm. So that was not fun, but everything's fine. That's why we are here tonight. We normally don't do a Wednesday stream. And hey there, Dan. I saw you put your little coffee cup emotes. I wasn't ignoring you. How are you, Dan? What else was I going to say? So tomorrow we're doing our Throwback Thursday, continuation of last Thursday of our mystery pattern, because we were doing the edging and it was so involved. We did the edging and the header of it. Now tomorrow we're going to do the scalloped edge, and if there's time afterwards, then like we normally do, we're going to hop over and do a Project Linus blanket. Hey there, Fairy Dust, Dirty Lizard reporting. I was told there would be pizza and beer by absolutely nobody, but it sounds good. Well, if you were nearby, there's plenty of pizza. There is no beer in the house. We've got wine, and we got a whole bunch of different hard alcohol. We got rum, really good rum, and vodka, and I don't even know what else we have. And hey there, Grammy. So, like I said, tomorrow we're going to finish off the mystery edging that we started last week. Speaking of, wait a minute. I got to do a little housekeeping thing. I think I messed up. It's not a big deal. Hold on. Okay. I had to change my category because the other day I did an impromptu morning stream of playing a very chill game. I usually don't game on my channel, but I just decided to do it, and it was still under that category because I'm looking down and I'm like, why does it say that? So I had to change it to makers and crafters. So anyway, where was I? So starting next week is our Woodland themed month-long celebration, I guess you want to call it. Starting next week, I'll be streaming. The plan is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesdays. No stream Wednesdays. Thursdays is still Throwback Thursday. And next Thursday, not tomorrow, but the following Thursday is when we're going to have a special guest. And then Saturday is our Project Linus streams. So I think that's all the announcements. I'm trying to think if there was something else. We're doing the Woodland themed for September. The merch store is going to launch tomorrow. I think that's it. Good, tired but good. Hey, that's good. There's nothing wrong with. I mean, tired cannot be fun, but as long as you're good, Kirshner's yarn's on its way. I'm not enamored. If I'm not enamored by it, I hold you responsible, and I'll be mean to Cub until I have punished you significant. What? Wait. What? Why am I brought into this? What did I do? Why am I going to be punished for something that Grammy has recommended? I don't like this. I don't like that at all. Alrighty then. I think you're gonna like it. Yeah. At least I've only ever worked with the one Hirschner's, which is this chocolate brown from the camo blanket. It's really soft, but I felt some of the other ones that Grammy has got, and it is very soft. Even just feeling the yarn itself is very soft for an acrylic. At least the ones that she got. I'm all discombobulated now. So I think that's all the announcements I was going to make. I should have had a list. Woodland, Throwback Thursday, special guest, March. Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to get into tonight's stream. The end of August signifies two things: back to school and unofficial beginning of the fall season. And things that are in season starting this time of year, at least in North America, through October into November, are apples. So we're going to start tonight with these apple coasters. They could be used as appliques. It doesn't have to be a coaster. They can be applied to whatever. Or you could take two of them together, wrong sides together, stitch them together, but leave an opening here at the top. So stitch them together and make a little treat pocket, either to give to your teacher, if you got children and they're having like a back to school event, make little goodie bags or whatever, put some treats, put whatever you're in there, whatever you want in there, whatever acceptable, because I know there's schools you can't have candy, you can't have this, you can't have that. You can put little erasers, you can put pencils sticking out of them, whatever you want. So these cute little apple coasters. I'm going to show how to do one of them. They're identical. The only difference is the color change. So I'm going to show how to do the apple slice, mainly because you can see the white stitches better than you can the red. But the only difference is this, you do the last round in red. So I'm not going to show how to do the solid red one. And then after this, we will be doing another apple little motif, which is super adorable. So let's get right into this. We're going to zoom on in. This is, hey there, Crafting Sam. How are you? Glad you can make it. I know we were in Upcycly's stream earlier this morning, and I had mentioned these, and I think I uploaded the pictures to her Discord. I think I did. Yeah, I did this, I think. So we're going to be making these little coasters. Oh, nice. Row 21 now on the panel. Crafting Sam, if you're not in my Discord, if you want to join the Discord, you don't have to. We do share pictures on there for our whips and our foes. If you want to join, that's fine. We share them on screen just like every other streamer does. Crafting Sam is working on a blanket and it's these separate panels, and they've got a lot of popcorn stitches in it. You can make a little pocket for Grammy. You're very clever. Yes, you can stitch these together and make a pocket for an Apple gift card. See what you did there. Hey there, Willow Grove girl. How are you? So this is a pattern from a blog, and I don't know why maybe I have to wait a little while. From a blog, or a website, I should say. Technically, it's a blog called Pattern Paradise. And if we do it'll come up periodically, but if we do the command !apples, there are two links there. The first link is for this pattern. The second link is for the one we're going to do in the second half of the stream. So these are not my patterns. I'm just going to show you how to do them. They're both written patterns, so there's no video on either one of these, but it's pretty basic. I'm not going to say simple, because what can be simple for somebody is going to be more difficult than someone else. But primarily, you're going to mostly be working in a circle until you get to a certain point, and then we're going to get this apple shape, because apples aren't completely round. They do have a flat part. So I'm going to be using cotton yarn just for the sake of being able to see it on stream. You obviously can use whatever yarn you want, and you can mix this up. Your apple could be green. Your apple could be yellow. Your apple could be like a wine burgundy color. All apples aren't red. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a magic ring or a magic circle. If anybody is crocheting along with me, I might be an apple and fairly round. Well, yeah, aren't we all? Aren't we all? If anyone is crocheting along, let me know. And if I go too fast, say, hey, stop it. Slow down. I'm trying to catch up. So we're going to do the magic circle. And if anybody needs help with doing a magic circle, let me know. I can always slow down and do it, but I'm going to show you real quick. Put your tail in your hand. This is the way I do it. There's variations of how you start it. It all kind of looks the same. It's just how you start it. You're going to wrap it around your first two fingers and form an X. I'm going to put my thumb on the X and rotate my hand. So I've got the two strands here. I've got the first strand and then the second strand. I'm going to put my hook under the first strand and over the second and bring it through. And as I bring it through, I'm going to turn it. Oops. It's a lot easier to do it in one quick motion. Go under the first, over the second, bring it up, turn it, and then carefully hold that there, hold that open. And again, there might be people who do it a little bit different or a little bit easier for you, whatever works. I'm going to hold this open with my middle finger and my ring finger. I'm going to chain one. That's going to kind of lock it in place somewhat. That is the magic ring. And you're going to be stitching over these two strands that are here. The one is the ring, the other one's the drawstring that you're going to pull tight to make it magic and cinch up so you won't have a hole in the center. If magic circles are too difficult for you, you could always chain up 4, slip stitch into your first one to make a ring, and then do all your stitches into there. This just makes a little bit of a tighter center than if you just do the chain of 4. So into our magic circle, we're going to do 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have our 8 single crochets into our magic ring. We're going to pull this loose tail to cinch it up, and that's how we cinch up our magic circle. We are not going to do a slip stitch to join. This pattern, we're just going to do continuous rounds. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to mark my last stitch that I made. So that was number 8. I'm going to put a stitch marker into that stitch. So that will let me know where the end of my round is. And let me make this a little bit closer. So that's round number 1. This is a total of 7 rounds. So this works up kind of fast. Round number 2 is you're going to put 2 single crochets into each stitch from the previous round. So we're going to go from 8 to 16. No slip stitch to join. So in the next stitch, which is the very first single that you made, you're going to put in 2 singles, 1 and 2. Anytime you put 2 stitches into one stitch, that's an increase. So we're going to do increases all the way around. So 2 in there, 2 in the next, and these are single crochets. So there's 4 stitches. We did 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the next, so that's going to be 6, 2 in the next, which will be 8, 2 in the next, which will be 10, 2 in the next, which will be 12, 2 in the next, which will be 14. And we come to the next stitch. That was the last stitch of our previous round. We know that because the stitch marker's there. So we're going to put 2 stitches into that stitch. And then that will be 16 stitches for this round. We have 16 stitches. And I'm going to put my stitch marker back into that very last stitch that I made. So that signifies the end of that round. Round number 3, we're going to single crochet in the first stitch. And in the second stitch, we're going to do 2 singles. So we're increasing our number of stitches by 8. We had 8 in the first round, 16 in the next. And then the next, we're going to have 24. So you find the next stitch. And if you're not certain if it's this here or here, you just count back. So you count back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is right there. Even me, who I've been crocheting for a couple decades now, I still get confused. So in that first stitch, you do 1 single crochet. And then the next one, you do 2. So there's 3. We've done 3. 1 by itself, 2 together. And the same thing, you do 1 by itself. And then this stitch gets 2. And you're going to do that, repeat that pattern all the way around. Your last stitch, where this stitch marker is, will get 2. So 1, and then this one gets 2. 1 and 2. This first one gets 1. This next one gets 2. 1 and 2. Again, anytime you put 2 stitches into one stitch, that's an increase. You're basically making it bigger. You need more stitches to make it bigger around. If we would only do 16 in each, it's going to form a tube. It's not going to lay flat. 1, and then the next one gets 2. This next stitch gets 1. The following stitch gets 2. First stitch gets 1. The next stitch gets 2. And we have 2 stitches left. The first stitch gets 1. And then the next stitch will get 2. And that is the end of round number 3. I'm going to remove my stitch marker. And I'm going to put my stitch marker back into that last stitch that I just made. Hopefully it's not too blurry. I know sometimes that didn't help. Let me see if this helps. Actually, that's not going to help either. Again, me and my lighting. My lighting sucks. So that was round number 3. Round number 4 is we're going to do another increase. So now that we have 24 stitches in this round, the next round we're going to have 32. We're still working in a circle. We're not going to be making the apple shape yet. So for this round, the next 2 stitches each get one single crochet, and the third stitch gets 2 singles. So this one gets a single, the next one gets a single, this third one gets 2 singles. That is where we're doing the increase. The next 2 stitches each get 1 single. This one gets 2 singles. Again, each time we're making a round, we're adding 8 stitches to the round, but we're doing it evenly all the way around. This one gets a single, and then the next one gets a single, and this next stitch will get 2 singles. And that is the repeat for round number 4. This one will get 2. And now these 3 stitches, 1, 1, and then 2 in the third one. So the first one gets 1 single, the next one gets 1 single, and this next stitch gets 2 singles. The easy way to remember it, and this was regardless of what your starting number of stitches are, round number 4, we're on round number 4, and this goes for any of the rounds. Round number 4, in our repeat, we're doing 4 stitches. 1 by itself, another one by itself, and then 2 together. That's how you know what round you're on. 1 and 1, so each of those by itself, and this next stitch gets 2. So 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. Back to school. You posted stuff in Discord? Okay. When I get a chance, I will show off what you shared. This one gets a single, the next one gets a single, and then this third one gets 2 singles. And now we have 3 stitches. First one gets a single, second one gets a single, and this third one gets 2 singles. Again, hopefully this is making sense. If this is totally confusing somebody, let me know. And I'm always willing to try to show it off a little better. I know my lighting kind of sucks. And that is how we do round number 4. Let's take a little break from this. We're going to go to Discord and see what Crafting Sam has shared. Let me see here. Oh. Alrighty, so where's the thing? Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to move the apples down. We don't want the apples. There we go. This is Crafting Sam's. Is it a throw? Is it a blanket? Let me see something. Yeah, they're separate panels, and I think you're going to piece them together. Lots of popcorn stitches. Lots of them, and I love popcorn stitches. I've done, the one blanket I did, the baby blue one, had lots of it. Blanket for my toddler should be twin size. Nice. Is it the one that helps you type and eat your crochet? Crafting Sam has a child that, yes, yeah, they should be allowed if it'll let you. I don't think I've set, oh, it's your toddler. Okay. Yeah, I think links will work. I don't think I've gone in and done anything for links. There you go. I haven't even seen this. Let me take a look. Oh, wow, that is cute. If anybody is interested in a really, really cute dinosaur triceratops crocheted blanket with a lot of popcorns, definitely click on that. It's an Etsy pattern. Super, super cute. Definitely check that one out. And then Crafting Sam also has, this is another progress pick. I think this is the one you had showed in Upcycly's stream. I remember seeing this. I love the colors. And the baby tries to eat it. Oh, let's see if I can make this a little bit larger. There we go. It's just the textures, like all these, whoops, click on the thing. All the popcorn stitches. Nice work. Alrighty. Oh, wait, I don't need to move it there. Just be moved off screen. Thank you for sharing. And again, if anybody else has anything to share in the Discord, feel free to share. No, thank you. Okay, I need a little drinky drink, so give me a second. Open up my soda. And we will get on to round number 5. Round 6 is where we start to make it into an apple. Alrighty. Okay, round number 5. First, I'm going to remove my stitch marker. And I'm going to put it in the very last stitch of that round that I made. And then we're going to work the next 3 stitches are all going to have a single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and the 4th will have 2. Again, it's the 5th round, so we're going to do 5 stitches per repeat. So 1, 2, 3, each by itself, and then 2 in the next stitch. And they're all singles. 1, 2, 3, each by themselves, and then the next one will have 2. And you're going to work that all the way around. 1, 2, 3. And this is the way I remember it when I'm doing these samples and trying to learn these patterns. So I went 1, 2, 3. And then in this one, I do 4 and 5. Anytime I say the word and, that means 4 and 5 are together. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5. That's just the way that I remember it. I know it can be a little confusing sometimes for some people. So 1, 2, 3. Again, those are all by themselves. And then we have 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5. And we will have 50, no, not 50, we'll have 40 when we get down to the end of, when we get to this stitch marker. If you want to sit there and count them, you can, that's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're doing, the other thing to remember is every time we do this little increase, 2 stitches into 1, we're doing it 8 times per round. So we're doing 5 little segments, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so that's 5. 5 times 8 is 40. So it's back to school, and it's elementary school math, but 3rd grade, I guess. Your multiplication tables. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 together. And here we've got 4 stitches, which is what we want. 1, 2, and 3, and then 4 and 5 will be together. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to remove my stitch marker. 4 and 5 are together. I'm going to put my stitch marker back into the very last stitch that I just made. And that is round number 5. So we're just doing a circle so far. This next round is where it gets interesting, is where we're going to get the apple shape. Probably see it better here. See how it's not completely round, it's a little more elongated, like an apple is. Even the roundest apple aren't really completely round, at least in my experience. So this is the tricky round. So I'm going to keep my stitch marker in there, so that's going to let me know where my last stitch was for that round. So in the next 2 stitches, we're going to slip stitch. So 1 and 2. So those 2 stitches are slip stitches. In the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. In the very next stitch, we're going to do a single, and in that same stitch, we're going to do a half double. In the next stitch, we're going to do 2 half doubles. 1, 2. In the next 2 stitches, each is going to get 1 half double. So 1 half double, and then another half double in the next stitch. In the very next stitch, we're going to do a half double, and in the same stitch, a single. The next 9 stitches are each going to get a single crochet. So 1, the next stitch gets another one, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The next 2 stitches will be a slip stitch. 1 and 2. We're halfway done the one side of the apple. And again, this is all listed in the Pattern Paradise Free Crochet Back to School Treat link is this. So we did the next 2 stitches were slip stitches. The following stitch gets a single and a half double. The next stitch gets a half double. Wait a minute. Nope. I messed up. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Even I mess up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We're going to go back to where we had the 9 singles. Then those stitches had 9 singles. My eye skipped ahead. Okay. So we have those 9 single crochets in a row. The next stitch after that 9th single is a half double crochet in that one stitch. The following stitch is a half double and a single. And now these next 2 stitches are slip stitches. Sorry for the confusion, everyone. So these next 2 are slip stitches. 1 and 2. Now we're halfway done the apple. This next stitch is a single and a half double in the same stitch. So you put a single and then a half double. The next stitch is a half double. The next 9 are singles. by themselves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The next stitch is a single and a half double. The next two are half doubles, so the next two each get one half double. There's one, and then in the next stitch is a half double. The very next stitch will get two half doubles. The next one is a half double and one single. The next stitch is a single. And the last two stitches are both slip stitches. Slip stitch there, and then in the one where our stitch marker was. I know that was confusing. There was a lot to understand. But now you can see we got an apple shape. You know, like the bottom of an apple kind of has that little, what do you call it? Divot. And the top kind of does too, where the stem would be. And it's a little bit more fuller at the top than it is at the bottom. Now we're ready to add our last round, which is our color. I'm going to do red, because that's usually what you see, even though not all apples are red, as we know. So I'm going to clip a long tail. And just so I don't have to, yeah, why not? I'm just going to add my next color in here. Pull this a little snug. Just join with my next color. Let me remove my stitch marker because that's in my way right now. Okay. Now, our next two stitches are going to be single crochet two together. Single crochet two together is also known as a decrease. So to do a single crochet two together, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something different. When I finish off this white, I'm just going to chain one and pull that through and pull it tight. And I'm going to start my red with a standing single crochet. And I will start it right in the same place that we slip stitched into. Just so it's a little bit more secure. Alrighty. So single crochet two together. So you go into the first stitch, bring up a loop, two on the hook. You go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, three on the hook, yarn over through all three. You've gone from two stitches down to one. That is single crochet two together, also known as a decrease. Anytime you do stitches together is a type of a decrease. So now in the next 5 stitches, they're each going to get a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next stitch will get 2 singles, 1 and 2, which that's an increase because you put 2 stitches in the same space is an increase. Single crochet in the next 13 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Down here near the bottom of the apple now. 2 singles into the next stitch, 1 and 2. Single crochet into the next stitch, and then these your 2 middle stitches here, we're going to do a single crochet 2 together again. So go into the first one, and these were the slip stitches that we did at the bottom. So go into 1, bring up a loop, 2 on the hook, go into the next one, bring up a loop, a strand. You have 3 on the hook, yarn over through all 3. That is single crochet 2 together. The next stitch gets a single crochet. The following one gets 2 singles, 1 and 2. The next 13 each get a single. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. The next one gets 2 singles, 1 and 2. The next 5 each get a single, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you should have 2 stitches left, and those 2 stitches is going to be a single crochet 2 together. So into the first one, bring up a strand, 2 on the hook, go into the next one. The next one will be a little difficult because that's where you slip stitch to join. Bring up a loop, 3 on the hook, yarn over through all 3. And now I'm going to slip stitch into my very beginning here where I joined the red, and slip stitch to join, chain 1. I'm going to cut my tail, pull it through, cinch it up, and essentially you weave in your ends. We have an apple slice. The only thing we have to add now is the leaf. So I'm going to weave in my tails before we do the leaf. Try to find a good spot to weave in your tails. This one's on the back. This is also a good time, after I weave in this tail, I'm going to cinch up my magic ring. You don't have to do it right away. A lot of times I wait till the piece is done and then do it then, so I have enough leverage to hold on to it to really cinch it up. Cutting those tails. And then for the magic ring, all you do is you hold your work and you pull. And this is cotton. I can pull really, really tight. I've got a closed up center. And now we can weave in tail, because we've already stitched over it when we made the magic circle, so you don't have to weave it in too much. Those stitches are kind of tight in there, so trying to get that needle in is not always the easiest. Oh, and I gotta clip off that also. And there's our apple slice. I'm going to take a quick little break, a short little break, and then when we come back, we are going to do the leaf. because it really dresses it up, and the little stem piece. So I will be right back real quick. Alrighty, I'm back. Okay. We're going to add leaf and little stem with our green. I know green can be a little bit difficult. This darker green can be a little difficult to see on camera, but bear with me, everybody. Don't have enough slack on my yarn, so it's not going to pull. Okay. So, with the green, we're going to make a slip knot. We're going to chain 8. We're going to do this separate from the apple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 chains. And in the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 4th chain, we're going to do 3 double crochets. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to go into one loop of that chain. I don't know how well you can see it. Now, a crochet chain has got 3 strands. Normally, we either go under 2 or we go into the back bump. I'm just going to go into the top strand of that chain to do this. We're going to do a double. We're going to do 3 doubles into the 4th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. The reason for that is we're going to work down this side of the chain, and then we're going to work back up the other side. And when we work back up the other side, it's going to be a lot easier to go over those 2 strands of the chain than it is just one. Just seems to be a little bit easier. So we did 3 doubles in the 4th chain from the hook. In the next 2 chains, we're going to put 1 double. So 1 in that, and then 1 in the next. The next one, we'll get 1 single. And then in the very last chain, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch in the 2nd chain from the hook. So the first chain that you made, do a slip stitch because we're doing, it's like a little picot. And then in that same very last chain of our original chain, we're going to do another single crochet. So that forms a little picot. That is actually the tip or the end of our leaf. Now we're working around the other side of the chains. And in the very first one, let me just double check. Yeah. So not the one we just worked in, but the very next one. See if I can find it. It's right here. We're going to do a single, and I'm working over the tail. So we do a single in that next stitch. The next two are going to get double crochets, one double crochet in the next two. So there's one, and then there is a second one. And then in this next stitch, which is this stitch right there, I don't know how well you can see it, we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. We're getting a leaf shape. We're going to chain 3 and slip stitch into that same stitch we've been working in. And there we have our little leaf. We're now going to chain 1, and we're going to find the center of the top of our apple, which is right here. Wherever you can get, wherever you actually want your leaf to come out of. I mean, you don't want to come off the side, but as close to the center as possible. Go into the stitch, and we're going to slip stitch join. So we're going to go bring it through and then slip stitch it through that. So we've attached. And now we're going to chain up 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you're going to slip stitch back into there to form a loop. That is if you want a loop. If you don't want a loop, then what I would do is I would chain up about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slip stitch down your chain to form a stem. And with that being said, we're going into an add. So all I'm going to do is when we're away, I'm just going to slip stitch into my chain and then slip stitch back into my joint where I joined, and I will have a stem. I'm not going to have a loop on this one. So when I come back from add, I will show you the two together, and we might actually stitch these together before we go into our other apple project. So I will be back right after this ad break. And thank you everybody for sitting through the ad break. I know they're annoying, but they, like I always say, they definitely help out my channel. So those are the little apple coasters. Before we go in further on that, I'm going to share another picture from the Discord. Fairy Dust has updated the work on the Aaron Hart's throw blanket, I think that they're making. I think that's what the pattern is called. And I gotta make it a little smaller. There we are. That is beautiful. I love the popcorn stitches and this trellis lattice work. Yeah, that's definitely one I'm going to have to attempt. I know Clymiko said that she was going to start. I think she started a little bit of it. She's doing it in a variegated yarn. It's got purples and pinks and some whites in it. So it's really, really pretty. So thank you, Fairy Dust. Fairy Dust always makes really good work. Like, if you scroll through the Discord and any of the things that Fairy Dust has posted, it's like, and that's not saying everyone else doesn't do really good work. Everybody, anything that anyone has ever posted in there, it's been gorgeous and amazing. But definitely check that out. I know there was an issue with the link for that pattern. It's a Yarnspirations pattern, and I know that when you clicked on it, there was nothing there. It went to like an error page, and I think he found the pattern on a different site. I'm not certain, but that is the and I think it's a commission piece. Yeah, I think he said it's a commissioned piece. So, very nice. Alrighty, so when we were at break, all I did was I chained up 5, and then I slip stitched into the chains to form a stem instead of a loop. Whatever way works for you. I actually like the stem a little bit better than the loop, but if you want the loop to hang them up for whatever reason, you can always do the loop. That's great for coasters or appliques or any of that type of thing. If you want, you could piece the two together, like I said. Wait, hold up, I need this pattern so that, hey there, lady. It just popped up. If you type !apples, there are two links. The first one where it says Patterns Paradise, there's a date. Free crochet pattern back to school treat. That's what this is. It is a basic circles. You do about circles for about 5 rounds, and then your 6th round, you form it into a quote-unquote apple shape, and then the 7th round, you finish it off. And you can do it here in the slices or an actual apple. It is super cute, basic. So this is a great pattern to learn crocheting in the round. Gonna be amazing for Rosh Hashanah. Yes, definitely, that is coming up. The other thing is, you could take 2 of these. You could take 2 solid ones, and you can use whatever colors you want, because you know apples come in different colors: green, yellow, wine color. I think those are the only colors. Reds, obviously. You could do two of the same or 2 different ones, put wrong sides together. And what I'm going to show, I don't know if I'm going to actually do this right now on stream, but you can get a nice gold color. Yes, gold. Gold. That would be really, really cute. If you line them up together, and I would start probably about here and here, so there's an opening, and I would stitch them together. Either whip stitch them, you can crochet them together. What you could also do is put right sides together, actually, and then stitch them from about here all the way around to here, leave the top open, and then turn it inside out, and you would have a little pocket to put treats in. My idea was originally to put like little back to school treats for your teacher, or if you're having a back to school little get together for classmates. Or what Grammy had said, and this is very clever, this is how Grammy thinks. Do the same pocket and put an Apple gift card, an iTunes card. That would be a really cute little thank you gift. Autocorrect is also the bane of my existence. It has the bane of everyone's existence. Could hold off on making the stems and turn into a bag handle. Yeah. Yeah, you could just take the leaf and attach it. And again, the slice, you don't even have to have the leaf part on the slice. You can have a leaf just on the whole apple and just one leaf. So it's endless. You could apples would be nice as applique on a pot holder or placement. Yep. These would be great as appliques on anything. So, real basic pattern. It's a good pattern to learn if you were starting out to learn crochet in the round. Because it's not that big. You only do that for, say about 5 rows. And then you start making it into the apple shape. So, that is they call it a coaster or a treat pocket or whatever you want. So, pretty simple and pretty cute. All right, we're going to continue with the apple theme because it is back to school time and it is starting to get into apple picking season here in North America and probably the Northern Hemisphere. At least where I live. I know some of the pick your own places start at the end of August and they run through like early November. I told the story the other, was it in here or in someone else's stream? 2 years ago I went apple picking. Attach an apple to Grammy. Why do you attach apples to Grammy? Anyway, 2 years ago was the first time I ever went apple picking, and it was early in the season, sometime in September, and the apples that were ripe to pick were a variety called a Stamen Winesap, and you can't really find those in the grocery stores here. I think they can only be like local markets. I don't know if they don't last long or whatever, or if they're not real popular. Those were some of the best tasting apples I've ever had. They were so delicious. Last year I went again, a little bit later in the season, and there was a couple other different varieties. They weren't the Stamen Winesap. They were still good. But if you like apples and you can find Stamen Winesaps, you're getting the Crafty Cub seal of approval on those. I'm going apple crazy. All right, so we're going to do our second apple pattern, which is a granny square. It's a similar pattern to what we just did, slightly different. And you want to grow an apple tree so bad, but I'm going to hold off on a little. Yeah. I don't know what all's involved in growing an apple tree. I think you might also have to have like a male and a female plant so it'll flower and pollinate and the bees and this and that and yeah. Haven't you heard of a Grammy apple? That's a Granny Smith. It's a granny, not a Grammy. Whoa, we're having a little, hold on a second. Little mishap off camera. My soda must have been shaken up a little because I got Dr. Pepper everywhere. Not sponsored. Yeah, I would get a graft already done for me, but it's a bit more pricey. Yeah. So yes, soda explosion. And it's been sitting there for about an hour or so. Actually, more than that. All right, it's fine. No yarn. No yarn was harmed. It was just my mouse pad, which I need a new one anyway, and my desk. It's fine. A little excitement. Yes, it is sugar-free. Okay, so we're going to do our apple granny square. You got to get back to class. Last day should be back. Oh yeah, no problem. Glad you were able to stop in, lady. It's been a while. Male and female apple trees. It's an interesting time when the foliage mingles. Anyway, fairy dust. So, with this here, you could choose whatever color you want for your square part. I just chose blue as a contrasting color. You could do whatever you want, obviously. And same thing with the round, the peel of the apple. Again, you can make it whatever color. Or you could just do the whole thing solid, just like these. You can do a solid in the center of your square. I like it better with the slice. Adds a little more. Oh, one other thing, and I didn't do it on my samples, and I don't have any nearby. I don't have any handy. The other thing that you can do, if you do the slice, you could take embroidery floss or some thin black yarn and stitch in a couple seeds. That would really dress it up more. Same thing with this one. I didn't do that for my examples. I guess I found a variety that's seedless. You kept it tasteful. Tasteful because they're apples. Apples are tasty. Oh, the puns. Alrighty. So for the apple granny square, it is in the same link. If you type in !apples, it's the second link. It's a website called Nana's Crafty Home. It is the apple granny square. So let's see. We're going to start again with our magic ring. Magic ring, chain 1, and then into our magic ring, we're going to put 12 double crochets. That's a little different than the other ones. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We have 12 double crochets into our magic ring. Pull it tight. And we're going to slip stitch to our very first stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, which is right here. Slip stitch to join. I am going to mark my last stitch to keep track. Again, I know the lighting kind of washes it out, but we've got 12 double crochets into the magic ring. We're going to chain 1, and then for round 2, how many rounds? Let me just double check how many rounds. This is a 4 round apple. That's for the apple part itself. It's not the entire square. So round 2, let me pull up my notes. We're going to put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. 1 and 2, and then 2 in each additional stitch. So when we get to our stitch marker, in that stitch marker will be total of there'll be our 23rd and 24th stitches, a total of 24, because we're starting with 12. And each time we do a round, we're adding 12 to that. So each stitch gets 2, and these are doubles. And again, like I said earlier when we were doing the other one, so you know what round you're on, we're on round 2 because each repeat, there'll be 2 stitches. So in this stitch here gets 1 and 2. In this stitch gets 1 and 2. So you get 2 stitches per repeat. So that is how we know we are on round number 2. Hey, Sheepy, how are you? Welcome to my stream. If you don't know black sheep meat, you need to know black sheep meat. She is a variety, what do you call yourself? A variety streamer. You play some games, but mostly it's a craft. You mostly do crafts. You do diamond painting, you do cross stitch, you do crochet, you do, what else have I seen you do? You're learning tatting. The traveling tatter has taught her how to tat. What else have I seen you do? Don't tell me. Diamond painting, cross stitch, crochet, tatting. You're doing this really cute, what's it called? Is it a mosaic macrame thing? It's like, I think it's gonna be a wall hanging. I know macrame, but I've never seen this done before. It's like pixels, and you make this picture. It is this cute ghost. It's mostly orange, but in the center it's a white ghost with black, and I think there's some gray highlights and the outlines. It is super adorable. Yeah, definitely give Black Sheep, Sheepy, she goes by a bunch of different names. Give her a check. Check her out. Follow her. She's recently part of Team Moco Loco. If you're not familiar with Team Moco Loco, the team leads are the channel Moco Made. It's a brother sister team. Derek and Devin. Derek does leather work and Devin paints. And they have a team where they help support other streamers and such. And Sheepy just became part of Team Moco Loco. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 24. Let me make certain I have the right count, because I miscount. Sheepy is also, and this is her words, she's an enabler and a degenerate. Her channel is definitely 18 plus, and yeah, she's pretty cool. She made, a couple weeks ago, she made this amigurumi Baphomet, which I'm not into amigurumi. It's not my jam, but we will be doing a little bit of amigurumi here on the channel in the next few weeks, month, or whatever. But she made this really cute Baphomet and embellished it, and with needle felting. She learned needle felting. Yeah, so definitely check her out. All right, and coming up, aren't you having a anniversary? I think it's the 2-year of affiliate. Am I mistaken on that? I was in your stream the other day when you were talking about it. 2-year streaming. So yeah, definitely check her out. Alrighty, so I did 2 double crochets into each stitch, and I slip stitch to join. So now I have 24 stitches. Alrighty, now round 3, Yeah, round 3 is where this turns into an apple. So far, we just have a core. So round 3, we're going to chain 1, single crochet in to the next stitch. So the next stitch gets a single, half double crochet into the following stitch, double crochet into the next, and then 2 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So 1 and 2, that's 1 stitch, 1 and 2 in the second stitch, and 1 and 2 in the third stitch. Half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, so it's 1 half double crochet. And again, if I'm going too fast, or if you want to refer to this pattern again, it is in the link. If you type in !apples, it's the second one. It's from the blog or the website, whatever you call it. You would think this is the first time I've been on the internet. Website called Nana's Crafty Home. Are you doing Halloween themed squares at some point? October, it's not necessarily going to be squares. September is all woodland. So, woodland themed. And I gave a preview before. So, on Sunday will be our first woodland themed. We're doing a cute little mushroom applique. Real basic, real easy. You make the square, and then you make the pieces of the mushroom separate, and then you apply it to it. And you can apply it on point like this. This is actually the pattern I got it from. You actually make a bunch of these to make a bag, or you can make a bunch of these, piece them together, and then make a blanket, and then where they intersect here, do a triangular square to straighten up your edges, or you could put the mushroom square on it, so you don't have to, doesn't have to be into the point. So all of September is woodland themed. The last week of September we're doing pumpkins, and then all through October are Halloween themed motifs. Some are going to be squares. There'll be a lot of squares. Actually, let me just pull up my I didn't have my planning calendar up. Let's see. Actually, a lot of them will be squares in October. They're not necessarily all going to be the same size, so you might not be able to put them all together into one piece, but they all going to be mostly squares. There are going to be some other things that aren't. There is one amigurumi for, you know what I meant, Grammy. You know what I meant. There will be one amigurumi in October, and also there's going to be an amigurumi in September for our woodland themed. You know me, I'm not an amigurumi person, but we are going to do some amis. Very small, basic ones. So, yes, to answer your question, Sheepy, we are going to be doing lots of Halloween stuff. Yes. Because there's so... Okay, me personally, even as a kid, Halloween wasn't that big of a thing, yes. Went trick-or-treating, did all the thing, but I wasn't, like, a fanatic about Halloween. Even as a kid, and now as an adult, my holiday is Christmas, but there are so many cute Halloween, fall motifs and stuff. I love fall. Fall is like my favorite season. That and spring, but I think fall is my favorite. So there's so many cute different things, and I'm like, oh, I have to do it. I have to do it. I'm like, I got it. Oh, I like that. I like this. I like that. So I want to do them all. So that's why we're doing a lot of streams in September. We're streaming 5 nights a week instead of 4. Same thing with October. We're doing 5 instead of 4. So, yes, there will be Halloween spooky stuff. And cute. Oh, No, no, I don't. I was busy hooking away on the glorious granny and her triangular square. Okay. Sheepy, I know what it feels like now to get distracted from what you're doing. Triangular square. It's not actually a square, but if you've got your squares, your granny squares on point, and let's say this is the same one, it's not. Well, if you're going to put them make a blanket, you've got this. You got another square here, but here your side isn't straight, so you can make a granny square, but in a triangular shape. I've done that before. I think here on stream. I think back in the spring I might have done that. Maybe. It's easier than everyone thinks, that's for sure. Yeah. Distractions. So yeah, it's to square up your piece if all of your squares are on point. Grammy's over there trying to confuse me. Alrighty, where was I? Seriously, where was I? Okay, I did three half doubles. The next stitch is going to get 4 double crochets into one stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In quilting, we would call those side triangles. Okay. Yes, we're going to make side triangles. Or you could make side triangles. Okay. So in that stitch, we did 4 doubles. We're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. You know, some apples, if you look at the bottom, they've got multiple little, I don't know what you call them, bumps. If you take an apple, some apples, turn upside down, like a Red Delicious, they'll have like 4 or 5 little bumps on it. We're making these little bumps. So that was a bump. We slip stitch into the next stitch. And now the very next stitch gets 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And then the following will get 4 doubles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I need more slack on my yarn. Alrighty. So we made the little cute little bumps on the bottom of the apple. So we're giving the apple a good case of why did I read acne as herpes? Where's my mind? Yes, Fairy Dust said it better, that we're giving the apple acne. We're not giving it herpes. Watch, someone's going to clip that. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. I think I'm done streaming. Alrighty. Hey, I mean, this is the home of the dirty hookers. So yes, of course the apple would have herpes. Anyway, we did 4 doubles into that stitch. The next 3 are going to have half doubles. 1, 2, and 3. The next 3 stitches after that are each going to get 2 doubles. 1, 2, and then 1 and 2, and then this one's going to get 2 and 2. We're going to double crochet into the next stitch, then half double into the next, and then single into the next, and slip stitch into the last. So it's an apple shape that has acne. Now I'm going to change colors to the red. If the apple has an odious discharge, it may be overripe. Yeah, true. True. I'm going to chain one and cut, pull through, and I'm going to join for round number 4 with a standing single. And I'm going to join where I slip stitched. Join with my standing single. I'm going to skip the slip stitch and single into the next stitch. We're going to skip that slip stitch and single into the next. Single into every stitch around except for the slip stitches in between the acne humps on the bottom. So you're just going to go into each stitch. Just single crochet all the way around. We're working on the hump or the bump. We're not going to go into the slip stitch there. We're going to skip that and go into the next. Very important. Don't want to be popping no pimples. Yeah. Go around, and then we're going to skip. Wrong. We're not going to do that. I'm all confused. Okay, we're going to go into each of the single crochets. When we get to the slip stitch, we are going to slip stitch into the slip stitch. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to go singles into the singles. And then slip stitch into the next slip stitch. That's what we're going to do. We're going to work all the way around. And we'll slip stitch into our first single at the very beginning of the round. Alrighty. Slip stitch into that. Chain one. Cut, pull through. And at this point, I'm going to weave in my ends. And then we will add the leaf, and then we will do, and the stem, and then we will gonna make this into a granny square. So this isn't going to be a standalone apple. This will actually be a square. And getting it square isn't really too difficult. You are going to need some stitch markers for it. Just weave in however you want to weave it in. Usually I go two or three times, or two or three different directions back and forth. Hip to be square. Oh my. Okay, Huey Lewis in the news. You're showing your age. Alrighty, and then same thing like with the other one. If you hold on to this and pull, you'll cinch your magic ring shut. We can weave in our tail. Just a little easier to do it now because then we're going to add 2 more colors onto these. So give me my little scrappies away. I was in Ms. Jenks's stream. If you're not familiar with her, she crafts, she plays video games, she crochets. She was knitting these really cute little baby. Let's see how to do this. Oh, that doesn't exist. I don't know how to spell her channel name. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find her channel name. Anyway, I was going to shout her out. She refers to all of her little scraps as schnibbles. So those are called schnibbles. Her word. Alrighty, so we're going to add our green now for our stem, for our leaf and our stem. So we're done with the red and we're done with the white. So where we left off, the slip stitch there, we're going to join our green and I'm going to join with a standing single. For me, it's just a little bit easier to do it that way. You can join however you want. And then I'm going to chain up 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Working back down the chain, we're going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. Slip stitch in the second chain. Single in the next. Half double in the next. We're making the leaf. Double in the next. Half double in the next. And then in the last one, we're going to do 3. It happens to be where my join is here. We're going to do 3 singles. If I can get it in there. 1, 2, and 3. So that's half of our leaf. Turning the work onto the other side. We're going to half double into the next. And I know it's difficult to see with the green yarn because it's kind of dark. Half double into the next stitch. Double into the next. Half double into the next one. Wait a minute, let me double check that. Half double, double, half double, single into the next, okay. And slip stitch into the last one. Kind of makes a leaf. Fasten off and weave in ends, okay. chain one. I don't know why this could have been done a little better. I don't know why they do the leaf separate from the stem, but that's what they do. You can weave in your ends, which I'm not going to weave in. Well, yeah, I will weave in the ends because it's going to make up my life a lot easier when I go to add the square color. Oh, I didn't ask this earlier. I got too wrapped up in my apples. What is everybody working on? I know Crafting Sam was in here and they posted pictures of the blanket they're working on for their toddler. Fairy Dust posted picture of the commission throw that he's making. What is everyone else working on? If you're working on something. But there's my little leaf. It's already attached. And then we're going to add the stem. And again, I don't know why they did this in 2 steps. I would have done it all together, which I should have just kept going. And in that same stitch, or close to that same stitch, I'm going to join, and then I'm going to chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. 2 singles into the next. This is the stem. 1 and 2. I guess you could do it however you want. A single in the next. Single in the next. And then slip stitch where you joined to finish off. And that is your little stem. And there's your little leaf. We're going to... I don't really like how they did it, but that's how they did it. If it was me, I'd change it. I'd make it so you're not having all of these ends that you gotta weave in. That's enough. I don't need to weave it in anymore. We're going to add our square color. First, we're going to mark our corners because you need corners to make it square. So I'm going to find some stitch markers that are in some bright colors that might contrast. Let's do these bright green ones. Want to be able to see. Okay. We got to find our corners. So first what we're going to do is we're going to find the slip stitch between the bottom left acne, and we're going to count out 2 stitches from the slip stitch. So there's the slip stitch. It's the little bump, it's a little dent in there. And we're going to go around and go 1, 2 stitches. So that's where our one corner is going to be. And then we're going to find the other little bump and find where it starts and count out 2 stitches. 1, 2. Or slip stitch 1, 2. It's right here. Those are the bottom ones. And then we're going to, from that stitch, we're going to count up 9. And then the 10th one, we're going to put a stitch marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then number 10. Do that. We're going to do the same thing from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's just so we know where our corners will be. Alrighty. For this round, we're going to be working. Did I do that on this? No, I didn't. We're supposed to do back loop only, but I didn't do that on my sample. Okay. Well, maybe I'll do the right pattern now. Alrighty. Join. We're going to join this in the lower left corner stitch where the stitch marker is, and we'll chain 1. I'm going to start with a standing single. And we're going to do back loop only. Come on. Join with a standing single. I can remove the stitch marker. That's just placeholder. In the same stitch that I've joined, I'm going to put a double crochet, chain 1. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and in the next one, we're going to put 3 half doubles in that stitch. 1, 2, 3. Remember, this, what we're adding now is we're going to make it into a square. We're going from an apple to a square. Wait a minute. Did I do it right? No, I didn't put those in the right spot. They should be in that slip stitch. Okay. 1, 2, 3 half doubles into that slip stitch in between the acne bumps. Chain 1, skip 3 stitches, and we're going to be into that slip stitch, and we're going to put 3 half doubles. Back loop only. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and then where this one is, we're going to put in 3 double crochets. This is a corner. Put 3 double crochets where that stitch marker is. I'm going to remove the stitch marker. Chain 2, and then 3 more doubles into that same stitch. Corners, 3 doubles, 2 chains, 3 doubles. Skip 2 stitches and place 3 doubles in the next stitch. Skip 2, 3 doubles, we're doing back loop only. This gets 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, skip 3 stitches, and place 3 singles in the next. So skip 3, 1, 2, 3. And this one gets 3 singles. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and we'll do a corner, and that should be where our stitch marker is, which it is. And that is 3 doubles, 2 chains, 3 doubles. And it's back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, and then 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. I've lost track of my pattern. Okay. That was the second corner. Chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and place 3 doubles in the next. Skip 2 stitches, and then 3 doubles into the next. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, we're going to work behind the stem and the leaf, and we're going to go to the stitch to the right after the leaf, and place 3 doubles. So we're going to work behind the stem and the leaf, and in the very next stitch, we'll place our 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 2, and place a corner. So skip 2. Oh, I'm off a little bit. Well, if I'm off a little, that's fine. I should have placed this in the next stitch, but that's okay. It's not going to matter. So in the net where that stitch marker was, we'll chain 3, chain 2, and then in that same stitch, chain 3 more. 2, 3, chain 1, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. We'll put skip 2 stitches. That's 3. Skip 2 stitches, and then in the third one, do 3 singles. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Now we skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And in that one, we do 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. We're going to skip 2 stitches, and we're back to where we started. And in there, we're going to put 3 doubles, 2 chains, and 2 doubles, because we had 1 double to start with. 2, 3 doubles, chain 2, and then 2 more doubles. We will slip stitch to join, and that is our round 1 of our square. It's getting there. And now, to do the next round, I think it's going to be a basic granny square round. Slip into the space, chain 1, double crochet into the same space, wait a minute, single slip stitch into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double into the same space. Okay, that's kind of weird. Chain 1, we're going to skip over the cluster, and in the next cluster, put 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3 doubles, chain 1, and in the next cluster do 3 doubles, chain 1, and when we get to the corner, 3 doubles, 2 chains, 3 doubles. And I will work on that corner when we're going right to add, because we've got about a minute or so roughly. So there's 3 doubles, 2 chains, and then 3 doubles in the corner. 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to go to add. When we come back, we're going to finish round 2, and then the granny square will be done. I will be right back. Alrighty, thank you for sitting through that ad. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to finish up this round and this square. So the rest of this round is easy basic granny square. Simple, chain one, and then, whoops, chain one, and then the next space, do 3 doubles. And that's what you're going to do all the way around. When you get to the corners, you'll do 3 doubles, 2 chains, 3 doubles. 2 and 3. And when we were at ad break, I remembered how to spell Miss Jenks's channel, the one who refers to her little scraps as schnibbles. It's MZ, not MS. So definitely check her out. She is a variety streamer. She does a lot of crafts. She was knitting these really, really cute little tiny little sock / baby booties. What else was she doing? She's played a couple different video games. There were some other craft things that she did, and I can't remember off the top of my head. She's got a really fun personality, so definitely check her out. 2 and 3. We've got a cat, a fat cat named Orion, which makes appearances on in her stream regularly. Anytime I'm in her stream, I jokingly say that I only tune in for Orion. I don't tune in for you. 2, 3. I'm just working my way around just like if it was a beginner level granny square, where you do your little 3 double crochet clusters in the space from the row below. Okay. Chain 2, then in the corner you chain 3 more. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, and 3. I'm at the corner. I need to chain 2 and then put 3 more in the corner. 2, 3, chain 1. In our first one, we had 1 double. We started with 1 double, and we're just going to end with 2 doubles. Welcome back, Lady 1241. How are you? I have to call you by your full username because I have another follower now. Their username is Lumberjacks Lady. So I can call her Lumberjacks, I guess. But there we go. So we have 2 ladies. Yep, that's all right. Alrighty, so I slip stitch to join. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to cut, and actually it's a perfect time to cut because there is a knot in my yarn. And I'm going to pull through, and you'd weave in as normal. And again, blocking would definitely help. And you've got yourself cute little apple granny squares that you can stitch together. You can add other fall, late summer things to. Find other squares the same size. And since when you get to this round, this round of the square, it's a basic granny, so you can keep going and make it as big as you want. So if you find something else that's bigger, you want to coordinate them together, you can even always add more rounds to it to make the size that you need. So there is our apples. I think we've gone apple crazy tonight. Now I really want a fresh, crisp, right off the tray apple. Again, the links for this, and I will post it again in here. Those are both links for this. The first one is for these standalone apples that could be coasters, appliques, whatever you have, or you can stitch them together to make little pockets, little treat little bags. And then the second link is for the square. They're very similar but different. This is single crochets. This is mostly doubles. And I'm going to use the horrible cliche. How do you like those apples? I had to. Sorry, I had to. Yeah. The puns. It's all about the puns. Okay. So we're going to put our apples to the side. Tomorrow I will be on. We're not ending the stream. Tomorrow is our Throwback Thursday. We're picking up where we left off last week of our mystery edging. This is what we got when we were working last week. If we all remember this crazy loop type edging. I only did a small sample. I should have done a little bit longer. So we did the main part, and then we did this part they call the heading. And then tomorrow night, we're going to add the scallop to this side to finish it. So that is for tomorrow. And what else? Saturday. Again, Saturday is our Project Linus days. Starting. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all night. Saturday is our Project Linus days that we will work on our blankets. I did start a border for the camouflage blanket. I think we're going to pick that up here tonight. I'm going to finish off the rest of the stream working on that, and that blanket will be finished. I got to weave in the ends for the Endlessly Elegant blanket, which I have a picture of. Well, I don't have a full picture of it because I need to take a full picture of it. But if anybody was interested, this is a partial when I had just started. It's much bigger than it is now. Let me make the picture full screen. This is just the first repeat of it. It's got 3 repeats now, so it's much bigger than when this picture was taken. So that blanket is finished. It just needs ends weaved in. I'm going to throw it in the washing machine and dry it just so it's fresh. It's brand new. Well, it's not brand new. The yarn's never been used, but again, just to fluff it up a little. So that will be ready to donate. The camouflage blanket, we're going to finish the border on, and then we'll still be continuing to work on the other blanket, which I don't have a picture of. Well, I might have a picture of it, but it's right here. I can show you. This is going to take longer. This blanket is called Aiden's Radiating Diamonds. It's a fillet crochet pattern. So this is going to take a little more time. This is all the yarn I have left of this. So we're going to use the entire thing. So that's what's coming up for our Project Linus streams. Let's see. Sunday. Again, this Sunday, we're going to start our Woodland theme for September. Because believe it or not, in a few days it'll be September. So our first Woodland theme is our little cute mushroom applique. We're going to probably be making a few of these because they work up quick. You start with a solid granny square. That's what the green is. And then separately, you make the mushroom cap, which is super easy, and the stem, which is super easy. You apply them together. And when you put them together with the strands of the stem is when you're going to come up and do the little stitches for the little dots for the spots on your mushroom. And then you apply the entire thing to your square. So that will be our first Woodland theme on Saturday. Would you like a sneak peek for Tuesday's mushroom? That's what I should say. All next week, well, not all next week, the first 3 streams next week, our Woodland streams, are going to be mushroom themed. Would you like to see a sneak peek of Tuesday's mushroom theme project that we're going to attempt to do? And let me move that. All this stuff. All right, okay. It's Woodland themed, and you can pick whatever colors you want. But I like to have bright colors to show you on stream. And I've got these bright colors that Clean Miko gave me that are cotton yarn. And I try to use cotton if I can on stream because you can see the stitches a little better. This one, do not adjust your screens. You are not on an acid trip. You are not going back to the 60s or 70s. You didn't get a hold of some good shit. And nobody spiked your drink. But Tuesday, you're all thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Tuesday, we're going to do the mushroom stripe stitch. That's actually purple, purplish pink, not red. So we've got our magic mushrooms. And I don't like the way the camera does it, but this is like a hot pink. So this could be done for a blanket, a scarf. It's rows back and forth. I think it's a 6-row repeat. So we're going to go... Oh, wait. There, it shows a little bit better. Again, cameras don't like reds. So anything that has red in it, like red or purples or pinks, it just doesn't like it. Okay, there we go. That's better. My hand has to be here. Yeah, that's closer to what the color is. So, that is, looks like mushrooms you grew on the front. Well, okay, I didn't grow them. What Grammy is talking about is on the front porch, we have some, it's a house plant. Like, I guess if you live in a warmer climate, it'll grow outside. It's called Purple Heart. It's a leafy, I have some here, but I can't have access to it right now. It's like a purpley leafy type thing. Well, we put her plant outside since the weather's nice, and it was so damp, and it's kind of a shaded area. There were these bright yellow mushrooms that were growing. Like, I think it had 2 different, like, cycles. They were that color. They were big bird yellow. And it's a harmless thing. It's harmless to the plant. It's poisonous to people. I Googled it. But, so we're doing mushrooms that week. And which, hey, you know what? I'm feeling generous. Would you like to see Wednesday's mushroom? Not Wednesday. No. This is Sunday. That's Monday. Would you like to see Tuesday's mushroom? So Tuesday's mushroom. So again, we got a square, we've got rows back and forth. So that would be a good blanket, whatever you have. If you want to make it a little bit narrower, it could be a scarf. You can add other stuff to it. You can just have like a portion of it. That's mushroom. And then this is another square. So this one is appliqued, so it's three-dimensional a little bit. This one is stitched in. It's a square. And we got that cute whimsical mushroom. It's a little bit bigger than this one. But again, it doesn't like red. That is like red. That's the same red I use for the apple. So all next week, well, not all next week, the first of our woodland themed pattern, and this is purple, and it's kind of like washing out. We're doing mushrooms. Let the mushrooms grow. So then I got a bunch of other ones. I already showed this one. I'm showing all the sneak peeks. And then this is the following Sunday. We're going to do a leaf week. And that is our leaf edge granny. Makes these little edges, these leaves. I need to practice with my tension. My shrooms are posted on the Discord. Okay. We're on the internet there, Grammy. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. Here we go. We're going to look at the mushrooms, real mushrooms, that were growing in the potted flower. I got to move the apple granny down. See what I mean by these bright yellow mushrooms? So, they were that color. But anyway, thank you for the posting the picture. And I did already sneak peek this. What the hell? I'll sneak peek almost everything. I still have more samples that I'm going to be working on for September. So also the following week, when we do the leaf, we're going to be doing the leaf edge. We're going to be doing a maple leaf applique. We're going to be doing a oak leaf applique. Again, sorry about the shadows. Just want something to pop so you can see the dark green. And we're going to do this small little other leaf applique. Those are all going to be done on the same day, since they work up kind of quick. So we're going to do our leaf theme. And you can put these on a blanket. You can put this on whatever you want. You can attach them. However, wherever you need a little leaf. And I'm feeling super generous. What the hell? This was gonna be a surprise, but this is my first attempt at an amigurumi, and it's gonna be on the same day that we're doing our leaves. So this will be Tuesday. What day was that? The 11th. Monday the 11th. Why am I saying Tuesday? Monday the 11th. We're going to do our 3 leaves, our maple, our oak, and whatever this is. Just a leaf. And to go with our oak leaf, we're going to make a 3D amigurumi acorn. Isn't that cute? So you could attach this to your oak leaf wherever you need it. Yeah. I didn't stuff this. I should have stuffed it. I didn't have anything stuff, but when we make this on stream, we'll stuff it with some stuffing or some yarn scraps or schnibbles. Yeah, I'm stealing her term. So we're gonna have a little acorn. Again, I'm not an Amy person, but I figured we got an oak leaf. If you're making oak leaves, you need to have acorns. And acorn leaves are flat for the most part, and acorns aren't. So I said, what the hell? We're gonna do that, and then there's gonna be one other an Amy type thing in October. I'm not gonna give that away. I haven't even made it yet. So that is what is coming up in the next few weeks. I gotta put these in the right order so I know when to do what. Put my white page back. Project Linus. That's what we're gonna do. So let me give me 1 second. I gotta do a little move you out of the way. Move you out of the way. Wait a minute. Oh. Move that there. We're gonna move that. Well, we're not doing the apple. Where? Oh, that needs to go away. And we go. We did it all on the fly. So I've got this all finished. I'm gonna move that and I'm gonna zoom out. It's too big to show all on stream, but I'm starting the border. And it's like a filet crochet border. I gotta pull up the pattern just to make certain I know what I'm doing. I can put that away. Let's save that, close that. Let me just double check to see what I'm doing here. Double, chain 3, double, double, chain 1, double, chain 1. Alrighty. I want to get this done, and then I will have 2 blankets that would be ready to be donated. Well, to be washed and dried, and then off to Project Linus they go. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. And, couldn't figure out what I was doing there. Lost the stitch. Surprised nobody clipped that Freudian slip from earlier when I was talking about the bumps and the. I don't know why I read that word that way. But I hope everybody liked the apple patterns that I found for tonight. I wasn't going to do anything tonight or this past Sunday, but I wanted to get back into teaching a motif, so that's why I chose those. Oh, the other thing is, and I mentioned it earlier when I started the stream, if you're part of the Discord and you feel like it, and if you haven't yet, take the poll in the poll section of the Discord. Excuse me. Would like your opinion on designs and t-shirt colors. There are 18 pictures posted over there. Let me know what your favorite ones are. You can have more than one, as many as you like. The poll, I'm going to end the poll, probably remove it. Sometime tomorrow morning, I'll make a final decision and tally up the votes, and the 5 that has the most votes of each design. So there'll be 2 shirts available, one with the pink ball of yarn and one with the blue. So we're going to have both that you can choose from. And then it's just the color of the t-shirts to go with those designs. Whatever the 5 most popular choices are, those will be the ones that are going to be available in the store. It is on Teespring, which they're now being called just Spring because they do things more than just t-shirts. And tomorrow's stream, when we do our Throwback Thursday, the link to the store will show up here in the chat if anybody wants to go and take a look, and if they want to purchase a shirt. Yes, both of them are going to say Proud Dirty Hooker. So I know not everybody is going to want to walk around with a shirt that says that, even though it has a ball of yarn and a crochet hook. And I've ordered my sample, and I will wear that as soon as it comes in. They're saying it should possibly show up here next week, end of next week, maybe. So look forward to that. Also, next Thursday, on our Throwback Thursday, we were having a special featured guest. Tune in to see who that is. Can't even see what I'm doing. Dark yarn anyway, so you probably won't be able to see. Like I said, our Woodland theme is coming up. Already I've got October pretty much planned. Thinking about stuff for November. It's before you know it, the holidays will be here. Oh, also in October on Sundays, temperature blankets making a return. We haven't touched that in a few months. Got lots of catching up to do. So there will probably be some long streams on Sundays in October, just so I can try to catch up. I will also probably do a bunch of that off camera. And then, believe it or not, come the beginning of December, I don't remember the exact date, I had to look it up. Sometime the beginning of December is my 1-year anniversary of streaming. Some have been with me the entire time. Some are more recent viewers and followers. How many do I need? I need chain 3 here. And I welcome everybody. I don't know if I'm going to have a celebration or anything for the 1 year. I'm not certain. Alrighty, let's see. Okay. How did I do that? Yeah. Chain 1. If anybody has any suggestions for streams, I have a suggestions channel on the Discord. There's also a suggestions box here on the Twitch page, which we haven't used in a long, long time. You could put something there. If you don't feel like that, that's fine. But mainly the Discord is where I interact with everybody. Got someone for you to raid whenever you end. Cake Crochet, yeah, definitely. I've been to Cake's channel a few times. Yeah, that's definitely one that's on my list. I follow them. That's actually a good idea. Because everyone else that I have on there that I would raid, because some people are playing games, they've got a whole lot of followers, and yeah. So thank you, Fairy Dust. We might do that. I don't know, in a little while. I still want to try to get most of this blanket done tonight. I'm on my third side of the border of this. All I'm doing is it's the border they suggested. It's just a simple fillet. It's a chain 1, then a double crochet, and I'm going into each row of the stitch. Oh, I didn't make this a thing. And I got to disable the apples. If anybody's interested in this, and I should have done that. That is the link for this blanket that I'm working on. They end up going around 4 times with this border. I'm not going to go around that many times, because I'm just doing it in the brown, and I don't think I'm going to have enough yarn to go around 4 times with this. This is the man cave throw from Yarn Inspirations, and it doesn't have to be just for a man. There are children and there are females that like camo also. Odd. I don't like working in the end of a row, but this one isn't that difficult. It just does a double over top of that last stitch on the end, and it's 1 per row. But not my favorite. I'd rather do this than work into a chain. Hate working into the chain. I mean, I'll do it, but don't like it. Yeah, and I think it's because I'm a tight hooker that my chains are always very snug, and hook doesn't like to go into them. Got a little bit of ways to go. But yeah, once these are done, I will take pictures and I'll post them on the Discord. These put 1 too many stitches in there. think I'm probably going to go around twice. I think I have enough to go around this border twice. Two. Oh, not that I'm a huge fan, but for those of you that are still here, I didn't do it Saturday when I heard the news, and normally I don't do this about celebrities, but since we already had the sound effect, this was for Bob Barker. Sorry, I had to. And it's been a while since we did Sad Green. I was done in the wrong spot. At least the side I'm working on now is easy because it's going into the actual stitch. 3. Can't even see this. 1, 2. Oh, that was the last stitch. Okay. 1, 2, 3 into that. Okay, I've gone around once with this brown border. I think I've got enough that I will go around a second time. But that will be for a later date. Probably off stream, I might work on some of this. Okay. Thank you. Words. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight for our back to school intro to fall Apple stream. I appreciate it. And let me check this thing real quick. I will be on tomorrow night for our continuation of the mystery pattern that we started last week. Of the edging, we're going to add the scallops to it. And again, we'll be on Saturday for Project Linus blankets. And like I mentioned a little while ago, Sunday will be our first of our Woodland themed streams. We're doing our little cute applique mushroom square. I think that's going to be it for tonight. We're going to go raid Kate Crochet. What is Kate Crochet even working on? Let me take a look here. Is that a different project? It's a loop stitch, but it looks like different yarn. Yeah, it looks like a totally different yarn. I've only ever demonstrated loop stitch on the stream here. I've never made a full project with it. It actually makes a loop, kind of like, it's great for like fur, for like an animal or whatever. It makes a 3-dimensional loop. Oh, we're going to do the raid before we have an ad, because let me snooze the ad. Yeah, we snooze the ad. Alrighty, so we're going to go raid Kate Crochet. Stick around and send them some love over there of what they're working on. I will be on tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for our Throwback Thursday. Thank you, everybody. And stick around for the raid. And as I always say... Oh, hold on one second. As I always say, happy crafting.